A long-standing feud between rap artists Drake and Kendrick Lamar is once again heating up after the release of diss tracks, back-to-back, and we really mean back-to-back-to-back-to-back. Their rivalry has intensified over the years, turning into one of the biggest feuds in hip-hop. Diss tracks, subtle jabs, and industry power moves fueled the tension, but no one expected Serena Williams to enter the battlefield. At the 2025 Super Bowl, she made her stance crystal clear, adding an unforgettable moment to the ongoing war. After that moment at the Super Bowl halftime show, Serena is setting the record straight, claiming her cameo wasn't meant to be petty. To understand why Serena Williams has issues with Drake, we first need to discuss the legendary clash between Drake and Kendrick Lamar. This wasn't just any rap beef, it was a slow-burning feud that started with friendship and respect before spiraling into subliminal jabs. Back in 2011, Drake was already a star, having successfully shaken off the actor-turned-rapper stigma. His album Thank Me Later proved he wasn't a one-album wonder. Critics, however, still doubted his artistic depth. His response? The masterpiece Take Care, which solidified his place at the top. It featured talented names, including a young lyricist from Compton, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick was fresh off Section .80, an album that showcased his unique talent. Drake recognized this and gave him a major co-sign by featuring him on the Take Care album's Buried Alive interlude. It was a powerful moment where Kendrick rapped about fame and the pressures of success. At that time, Kendrick viewed Drake as a mentor. However, that dynamic didn't last long. In early 2012, Drake invited Kendrick to join his Club Paradise tour alongside A$AP Rocky, a significant opportunity that Drake later bragged about in 5 AM in Calabasas. By the end of 2012, their relationship was solid, and they collaborated on major tracks like A$AP Rocky's Fuckin' Problems and Kendrick's Poetic Justice. But as history shows, rap is often about competition. The shift began in August 2013 when Kendrick, now a household name, wanted to assert his dominance. He delivered the infamous Control verse on Big Sean's song, name-dropping several big rappers, including Drake, and declaring war. Drake, initially unfazed, played it cool in a Billboard interview, dismissing Kendrick's verse as an ambitious thought. However, Kendrick had shaken things up. In October 2013, Kendrick took another shot during the BET Hip Hop Awards cypher, mocking Drake for being sensitive. Drake maintained his cool persona, responding subtly in songs like The Language. This marked the true beginning of their Cold War, transitioning from collaborators to rivals. While they engaged in occasional jabs, it never escalated into full-blown beef. Fans recognized the tension, but it remained largely unspoken. Kendrick took swipes at Drake's credibility, particularly regarding ghostwriting rumors, while Drake responded with clever ambiguity. By 2016, their dynamic had settled into a rhythm where Kendrick would throw punches, and Drake would sidestep them with a smirk. In 2024, the rap war intensified. What started as a few cryptic bars turned into one of the most intense rap feuds of the decade. Kendrick released a track that directly challenged Drake, dismissing the idea of the so-called Big Three, Drake, J. Cole, and himself. The verse was aggressive, signaling he was ready for war. Drake, usually strategic, didn't respond immediately. Instead, he addressed the situation during a concert, claiming no one could mess with him. But he soon realized he couldn't ignore Kendrick's challenge. By April, Drake released Push-Ups, mocking Kendrick's stature and association with Top Dog Entertainment. He followed up with a freestyle that used AI-generated voices of Tupac and Snoop Dogg, but this move backfired when Tupac's estate forced him to take it down. Kendrick capitalized on this misstep, dropping Euphoria, a 6-minute verbal assault on Drake's credibility. The response was immediate, and Kendrick followed up with 616 in LA, where he claimed Drake's team was turning against him. Drake fired back with Family Matters, questioning Kendrick's personal life, which set off more chaos. Kendrick responded with Meet the Grams, accusing Drake of hiding another child. Just when it seemed the dust might settle, Kendrick hit Drake again with "Not Like Us," a catchy anthem that mocked Drake and his OVO camp. This track quickly became a massive hit, proving Kendrick was not just winning lyrically but also dominating the charts. Drake had to respond. He released "The Heart Part 6, denying Kendrick's allegations and trying to regain control of the narrative. However, the momentum was already on Kendrick's side. As summer rolled in, it became clear Kendrick had won this round, with "Not Like Us" reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. He celebrated this victory at a concert in Los Angeles, and the music video further cemented it as a cultural moment. This conflict grew too big to stay contained within 2024. By the time the new year arrived, Drake and Kendrick weren't just exchanging diss tracks, they were waging a full-scale war that spilled into legal battles and award shows. As 2025 kicked off, Drake seemed eager to move on, dropping a freestyle reflecting on the chaos of the past year. But just weeks later, he filed a lawsuit against his label, accusing them of unfairly boosting Kendrick's streams. Meanwhile, Kendrick was thriving. His diss track reached 1 billion streams on Spotify, and he won 5 Grammy Awards, including some of the biggest honors of the night. He accepted his awards in a denim-on-denim outfit, a nod to Drake's Canadian roots. The real moment that sealed Kendrick's dominance came just a week after his Grammy triumph when he performed at the Super Bowl halftime show. Speculation ran high about whether he would take another shot at Drake, and he did not disappoint. From the moment he walked on stage, the tension was palpable. He teased the crowd before cutting the music and throwing in a pointed remark about lawsuits, a clear jab at Drake's legal battles. The stadium erupted as Kendrick launched into "Not Like Us," the song that had turned his feud with Drake into a cultural earthquake. He made sure every moment hit its target, locking eyes with the camera and delivering a line that was unmistakably aimed at his rival. The internet exploded, and within minutes, Kendrick's performance became the cultural moment of the year. Drake, of course, wasn't about to let it slide. Just days later, he fired back on his surprise album with "Party Next Door," delivering some of the most venomous lines yet, mocking Kendrick's success and dismissing the beef as a distraction from real music. But even in his angriest bars, it was clear he sensed the tide had shifted. Now, you might be wondering what Serena Williams has to do with all this. Did you know she was once in a relationship with Drake? Their romance had the internet buzzing, complete with paparazzi flashes and cryptic lyrical references. It all started in 2011 when Drake, transitioning from an emotional rapper to a superstar, flirted with Serena on social media. Their connection became impossible to ignore by 2015 when they were spotted together frequently. However, things took a turn when Serena suffered a heartbreaking loss at the US Open, and some fans unfairly blamed Drake, dubbing it the "Drake Curse." By late 2015, Serena was engaged to Alexis Ohanian, while Drake channeled his feelings into music, confirming years later that his song, "Too Good," was about Serena. Serena, on her part, kept her personal life private, but it became clear where she stood when she married Alexis in a stunning ceremony in 2017. Drake, however, reignited old tensions in 2022, taking a shot at Alexis in his song "Middle of the Ocean." Alexis responded with pride for his family, while Serena's reaction was a simple heart emoji. The defining moment of Serena's stance on Drake came in 2024 when she hosted the ESPY Awards. She made a reference to the ongoing battle between Drake and Kendrick, asserting that no one should pick a fight with Kendrick Lamar. After Drake dissed Alexis, it became evident why Serena had issues with him. She waited for the right moment to respond, and that moment arrived at the 2025 Super Bowl. The world buzzed about Kendrick's halftime show, but no one expected Serena to appear in such a significant way. When she stepped onto the field during Kendrick's performance, the audience gasped. Just as the beat dropped, she did the Cabbage Patch, a full-circle moment from a decade ago when she celebrated her Olympic gold. Now, more than 10 years later, she was doing it again on the biggest stage in the world, sending a clear message. If Drake had ever wondered whose side she was on, she answered him right then and there in front of millions of viewers. It was her way of saying, "I'm exposing him." Serena's moment held deeper significance, considering her painful history with gang violence. Many found it surprising that she chose to dance at such a high-profile event, but she later clarified it wasn't about anything negative. In the end, Serena had spoken without saying a word, and in doing so, she won again. What was your reaction when Serena Williams did the Cabbage Patch during Kendrick's Super Bowl performance? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to our channel for more updates on this evolving story.